Hey, you won't believe the kind of day I've had. It was like something out of a sci-fi movie. Today, I got the opportunity to venture on a citywide treasure hunt. But get this, it was entirely augmented by AR technology. Man, in my wildest dreams, I didn't think I'd be hunting for treasure in the middle of the city. It was crazy. You could actually see the hidden treasure through your phone screen. And no, it was definitely not Pokemon Go. A whole new level, I tell ya. So anyhow, Eric and Ben tagged along for some adrenaline pump too. As though life has turned into some real-time gaming scenario, huh? By the way, speaking of gaming, have you had any luck beating my high score yet? Funny thing though, somehow we landed in the middle of a brainstorming session. Eric suddenly suggested that using AR tech might just jazz up TurboTax's UI. Interesting, isn't it? The real challenge obviously would be its implementation. But damn, the potential it holds for user experience is enormous. Nina seemed to think on the same lines. She agreed it has a great UX potential but wasn't sure about the execution part. All in all, a pool of floating innovative ideas today. We also decided to fit in an outdoor trek sometime in our busy schedule. Could be a good tech detox, a break from our monotony, you know. Only books, no laptops, a complete breather from our tech-dominated life. On a lighter note, though, my no cookies rule didn't cut ice with Eric. Guess some habits die hard, haha. In the middle of all this madness, I managed to sneak in a topic about the Blade Runner director's cut. It struck me while we were planning a weekend movie night at Eric's place. Anyhow, spoiler alert, it's our weekend fix, so do keep your schedule clear for some movie, cookies, and chit-chatting. Turns out we might just live stream the entire hullabaloo. Well, minus the movie, of course. Wouldn't want to give away spoilers. Kept us laughing through the chat. All said, it was indeed a day to remember with hidden treasure plus a few hidden gems of moments. Anyways, it's been quite a chatty day for me. You'll never guess what I worked on today, Chaos. Yes, you heard that right. My new piece in the Abstract Emotions series was literally a digitally rendered pandemonium. Quick slashes of color, scattershot lines, giving the sense of disarray or confusion, but still managing to look visually compelling. Credit where it's due, though. I had a really good painterly frenzy session today, can't deny that. It was like I had dipped my digital brush into the very heart of entropy and smeared it across the canvas. This must be the most me thing I've ever created, huh? Liam was right there with me through the process, of course. Our shared love for abstract emotions in digital art is, honestly, a saving grace sometimes. Speaking of Liam, he's been a real rock throughout this series, always ready with a critique or a kind word, not to mention Mila, who's always got my back with her uniquely artistic eye. Being surrounded by such like-minded friends is truly comforting. So after I finished my chaos, I hinted about tomorrow's project in the chat group. Serenity. Calm after the storm, right? Nina pointed out how it was quite the contrast, and honestly, I couldn't agree more. Part of me can't help but find humor in it, as if I hadn't just given them a visual representation of what my headspace is like during a coding crunch. Still, we all loved the idea of maintaining that balance, chaos and peace, much like the balance we all seek in our lives. Especially considering how we're in the middle of planning a tech-free camping trip. Imagine this, us, huddled around a real campfire. Yes, I put my foot down about that. Roasting marshmallows and talking about everything but work. Eric's sorting the food. Nina's going to download the new Arctic Monkeys album for our Wild Trek playlist, so we're set. You know, speaking of balance, it suddenly struck me that we have an opportunity to capture abstract emotions not just digitally, but in real life too. Just think about it, the campfire, the s'mores, the music, dancing under the stars, capturing these moments, these emotions, it's just as abstract, just as beautiful. Like a real-life version of my digital artistry. I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you stop to look around, life is pretty amazing, in all its chaotic serenity. Chaos today, serenity tomorrow, and in the middle of it all, we've got each other. To capturing abstract emotions in real life or in digital art. Cheers to that. Oh, would you look at the time? I'm off to get a head start on Serenity before reality kicks in. Till next time, buddy. Did you know I tried a trendy stress buster today? In pursuit of some mental calm in my usual whirlwind of a schedule, I actually went to a therapeutic drumming circle. Yeah, that's right. It might sound a bit unorthodox, but it's actually a strategy to cope with that infamous creative slump we've all felt time to time. I was aiming for a kind of creative relaxation, you know? And surprisingly, it was refreshing. You should have seen people's faces when I was dishing out my drumming experience in the chat group. Nina actually found it interesting, suggesting we might even do something similar during our camping trip. Nina, the outdoor enthusiast, can you imagine us drumming out in the wilderness? It wasn't just about drumming discussions, though. We had a laugh about other camping trip details, too. Nina asked if we knew any ghost stories for the campfire. And before you could say boo, Eric starts going on about how coding crises are scary enough for him. If that wasn't funny enough, Nina suggested we tell ghost code stories instead, tech horror for a coder. Though that prompted a serious thought. Think about it. Code can be terrifying if it's not behaving right. Spaghetti code, algorithms running amok like the proverbial poltergeist in the machine. Yeah, there's potentially something there. I bet we'll have some entertaining stories up our sleeves by the time we're done with this camping trip. Speaking of the camping trip, I think it's going to be this perfect amalgamation of chaotic fun and serene relaxation, much like how I've been working on my abstract emotions series. And right amidst it all, while roasting s'mores and sketching constellations, we're going to capture those moments, those abstract emotions in real life. Eric, Nina, and I, out there in the wilderness, tech-free, just human connection, raw and real. And trust me, just the anticipation of it has been a major boost for me creatively. It treats my thought process like a defibrillator, jolting it back to life, clearing the foggy pathway of brainstorming and letting my thoughts sprint freely. It's like suddenly the panorama of my mind's vision is smeared with strokes of innovative hues. So the drum circle today was really a hint of things to come, isn't it? It's space, it's rhythm, it's the sound, all of it in harmony, reminding us of how we too can create our own balanced rhythms in life. Just like my series of abstract emotions, chaos and peace, one leading to another. Speaking of which, I need to repose those beat-up creative muscles of mine and drool over some color palettes for my next digital piece. Serenity. Yep, embracing the calm after today's tempest. A meditative counterpoint to my previous work, chaos. Because, hey, my canvas is like your canvas, right? Capturing life's abstract emotions, one digital brushstroke at a time. But okay, my babbling has surely skyrocketed today, hasn't it? Must be the aftermath of the therapeutic drumming.